to finish, let's turn to chapter 26 and review one more time this concept of the Abrahamic covenant given to Abraham and Sarah and all of their posterity, which wasn't intended just to bless Abraham and Sarah. It's intended to bless everybody, all nations, kindreds, tongues, and people moving forward. Look at verse 17. Thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice. And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people. Did you notice it? He'll be our God, we'll be his people. In this context, a peculiar, chosen, set apart, treasured people.
And that word avouched, again, is this covenant language that you've promised and I've promised. Sometimes when we see this concept of testify, in modern day understanding, we just think we're standing up and saying something and bearing our testimony. But testify to them is a legal thing, and I'm testifying by making the covenant.
It's more binding.
Yes, it's not me just standing up saying I know the church is true. This is about me legally testifying that what I'm entering into is something I intend to do. So we need to keep in mind the legal language.
And this is where you get the commandment, thou shalt not take the Lord thy God's name in vain or with emptiness. And so when you are testifying or vouching, you actually are doing this in the name of the Lord. And if you don't have real intent, if you're just kind of just flippantly saying the words, I don't really intend to keep this covenant, that's actually really, really bad. So when we partake of the sacrament, we are invited to testify. We're entering into this legal obligation where with real intent we're saying, Lord, I want to be in relationship with you. Yes, I acknowledge I'm not perfect, I make mistakes, but my intention is to be loyal to you at all times.
And that legalness, that document, even though there's not a document, but there's a document in the concept of a legal binding agreement. I intend to do my best to keep that, even though I won't do it very well. My intention is to keep it. And again, it's a matter of the heart, what we're looking at.
Amen.
Yeah.
So now let's go back to verse 18 again. And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. Not half of them, not your favorite ones, not the ones that are easy. It's our promises. We're gonna strive to keep all his commandments. And to make thee high above all nations which he hath made, in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be an holy people unto the Lord thy God, as he hath spoken.